Hey guys, welcome to another Thursday edition of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick, and thanks for checking the show out this week. Come back this Sunday at noon, where I'll be joined by Ian. We'll have another episode of the Big Show coming out, and this week we're going to be talking about some Metallica, a band that both Ian and I really enjoy, and so come back and check that out. So now that we're into the month of August and we're getting closer and closer to that first record store day date on the 29th, this is the first of three. We got one coming up this month. We got the third Saturday in September and then the third Saturday in October. So we got three of them coming up. It's kind of interesting how they're doing it this year because of the whole pandemic and everything that happened. You know, it kind of shut everything down in the spring when record store day was originally planned. So I've got a kind of confession that I have to make about record store day and some of the things I purchased. But before I get to that, first off, I need to kind of apologize for the mess all over my desk. I spent the day, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I am in nursing school. This is my summer, so I'm not really in class right now, but I'm getting ready for to start my next semester here in a couple of weeks. And I've got this like big long laundry list of stuff that I've got to get done even before class even starts. So my desk is kind of covered in a bunch of nonsense right now where I'm trying to prepare for all that. But I did have a chance to go to the record store yesterday, and I picked up a couple of things that I thought were kind of interesting. I figured I'd talk to you, kind of show them off and talk to you about them real quick before I get into the topic at least. But the first one, so I've been a Misfits fan ever since I was young. Probably maybe not that young, but probably the last 25 years or so. I've been a big fan of their music, especially like the Danzig years, the early stuff. And so I was in the store yesterday. I've never seen this before. I came across it. It's a Misfits bootleg. It's the 1980 MSP sessions. Might be something that you guys have seen before, but it was something I haven't seen before. It's got a lot of their big hits on here. Halloween, I Turned Into a Martian, Skulls, London Dungeon, Astro Zombies, which is one of my favorite Misfits songs. So this is it's something that there's a lot of those out there. There's a lot of different versions of the classic Misfit songs out there. I know I had a CD I bought in the probably the late '90s where it was just a lot of like it was those same versions of the songs, but a little bit grittier. I don't know how they were recorded or when they were recorded, but it was probably some of my favorite recordings of their music, and I don't know, it's the newer versions that you get off the best ofs and those things are really good versions of the songs. Obviously, it's the classic version everyone knows, but I love the sound off of that CD, and it's something I haven't been able to find on vinyl. So I'm hoping that maybe this would be a little bit closer to that sound that I really enjoyed from the Misfits. The second one, I've also been a big Green Day fan ever since their first couple of albums. Probably, I guess, not the first couple of albums. When Dookie kind of broke big in the early to mid '90s, that's when I kind of stumbled across them. I guess not really stumbled across. They're huge at the time. So, but I definitely love a lot of their earlier stuff. The last couple of albums, really since American Idiot, 21st Century Breakdown was an okay album. Uno Dos Tres, they were okay. Revolution Radio, they're okay. They're quality albums. They're definitely not their newest album, Father of All, I think is absolute trash, and I've talked about that before at length. But so I'm definitely a bigger fan of like the pre American Idiot stuff, and especially like before Dookie, like the Kerplunk. That probably Kerplunk was one of my favorite albums at that time. I remember I had it on cassette, and Ian left it sitting on the dashboard of my car, and it melted, and he had to buy me a new one. So I've never seen this bootleg before. It's live on green vinyl. I believe this bootleg actually came out. This is actually a repressing of a older bootleg. So this bootleg originally came out in 1993. Long time ago, and I still had never seen it before until yesterday. So this was 93. I believe this is a live recording from Italy in 93. And it's actually kind of interesting. I don't know if you can see it, but instead of Trey Cool on the back, it's actually written Tree Cool. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I know the version, I looked up the version of 93 actually had that same backing on there, or the same listing on there. So it's kind of interesting. But I haven't checked it out yet. Like I said, I definitely dig their older stuff. It's this is not so I looked it up on Discogs. It's normally like a translucent green. This is actually a solid green. The Misfits one is an all black. So those are just a couple of bootlegs I stumbled across, and I'm really excited to check them out. Maybe after I give them a spin, maybe on a future episode of the Vinyl Den, I'll give you guys a breakdown or a review on the sound quality of those. All right, like I said, we're getting closer to that to record store day, so there's definitely a confession I have to make, and that is, so looking back on my last year, my purchases from record store day last spring, I had there was 11 things I bought. I'm looking at the picture here. I posted online, but that's all my albums I bought last year. So out of the 11, I listened to 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how common that is. I don't think I had, when I went into to get in line, because we get there early. I got there probably about 4:30 last year in the morning, and the record store Ian and I both go to quite a bit. I think they opened at 8 a.m. So we got there several hours before it opened. I had time to kind of sit there and go through my list and make sure I knew exactly what I wanted. And when I got into the store, I think probably 5 or 6 things I definitely wanted to grab. And somehow I ended up with 9 things that I bought from Dearborn Music. And then I went to another store down in Toledo, Ohio after the fact and bought 2 more albums. So 11 total that I picked up. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if this happens to you guys also, but you're kind of standing there. It's record store day. You get into the store, the adrenaline's pumping. You kind of see things. You're like, oh yeah, I'd love to have that. Love to have that. There was a Weezer I grabbed. There was the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack, which I know they're both quality albums, but those are 2 of the ones that I grabbed. And I didn't necessarily have on my list, but I grabbed them. I thought, sure, it's something I'll listen to and add to the collection. And a year and 4 months later, I still haven't listened to them. And I don't know if it's something that you guys out there do the same thing, and you always buy more than you necessarily mean to on record store day. And it's all stuff that I will eventually listen to, and probably relatively soon. A couple of them. I know I picked up. I bought Octung Baby, which I know wasn't a record store day release, but it was Dearborn Music has I think they run like a 20% off sale also for record store day. So I grabbed that. That's an album that I love the album. It's a fantastic album, but I haven't listened to it since I got it a year ago. So I don't know. It's drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys do. I don't know. It's I'm sure Ian hates it because, Ian, when he buys records, he listens to them right away. And I know Ian, for the most part, he's a little bit more of a conservative guy when it comes to his record collecting. So, he tends to only pick up a couple of albums, max at a time. I think last year, record store day, I think he only picked up 2 albums. So it's a lot easier to listen to the 2 of them. But, when you pick up 10 or 11 albums and you're going to the record store every week, or once or twice a week sometimes, there for a while, I was buying, maybe not a whole lot, maybe 5 or 10 albums a week. So that kind of, you get kind of a backlog. And, sometimes it takes a while to kind of get through it. I'll eventually listen to all those, but it's definitely something that, it's not something I readily admit, I guess, but I am readily admitting it here, I guess. But it's kind of interesting. But like I said, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think and what you guys do. And you can let me know if I'm a moron and tell me I shouldn't buy things that I don't intend to listen to right away. But whatever. It's all part of the collecting process. I'm at the point now where in my record collecting, I don't have a big collection. I want to say my collection's, last time I looked was right under 600. So it's not a huge collection, but I'm at the point now where there's not a lot of stuff that I'm just going to go out there and randomly buy. I'm definitely looking for more specialized stuff. Like, definitely been getting more and more into the bootleg stuff lately. Go back a couple of weeks ago and check out the episode I did about the Pink Floyd bootlegs I picked up. Those sound fantastic. You can definitely tell that they're audience recordings from the 70s, but those are the kind of things that kind of pique my interest right now. And it's kind of the stuff that I'm looking for. Well, that's all I got for this week, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Come back this Sunday at noon. Like I said, Ian's going to be back. We're going to be talking a little Metallica. So it should be a good time. If you like the episode, go ahead and click the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell while you're down there so you can get notifications every time that we release a new episode, which is Thursdays. We release a new episode every Thursday, about 4 o'clock is normally when they come out. And then every Sunday at noon. So definitely check out those shows every week. Thanks for your support, guys. Well, until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.